Hello, my internet friends. How are you guys doing today? I'm doing great. I figured I would do a video because it's been a long time since I've done one of these, my full knife collection videos. So I'm going to be going through them pretty quick and dirty, not really reviewing or anything, just kind of showing off what I've accumulated over the last 2 or 3 years and what sort of maybe my favorites out of them. I do apologize. My kids are in the other room. A couple of them are sick, so I might have to pause the video here and there, but I'll get this in as much as I can. Anyways, let's just start from the Spydercos here since I got them out. So I have a bird Cara 2 that I carry this a lot. It's a really nice folding knife. The fact that you can, I had to dial that spring in a little bit. I've took this apart 2 or 3 times to clean it out. It's a pain in the butt to take apart. But at my local outdoor store, they had them on sale for half price. So I got them for $29.99 each, $30 each. So I got 2 of them. Figured I could give one to my little cousin or something, or they're just a great knife, especially for $30. I was really into Spydercos at the time. I still really do like them, but I have so many now that I don't really need to buy any more. So going through that, we'll put these to the side. What is this? What's this one? This is the Endura in K390. I oil this when I put it away. I haven't used it too much because I bought this because I wanted like a close to 4-inch folding blade, and when I got this, I picked up the Cara, and this was like almost $200 Canadian, and it rusts, so I'm a little more weary of using it, especially like I like to use this as a little folding food prep knife. So yeah, I haven't carried it too much, but it is a wonderful knife. I do not like how they didn't do the choke up finger groove there on the Endura, but I should have got the police. You live and you learn, but this one, oh, the spring's a lot tighter. Yeah, I definitely dialed that Cara spring in good. Great knife. Got to find a place to put it in. All right, what do we got here? Oh, let's do this one first. This is a PM2 in S45. This was my first PM2. I really enjoy it. I liked it so much that when this one popped up on my local Kijiji, I think it was $250 they were asking for it. It's the PM2 in 15V, and this was quite a hard knife to get when it came out, so I was very surprised to see one pop up on my local Kijiji, especially considering they were like 400 Canadian shipped. So to find one a couple weeks after it released for 250, I just couldn't help it. I'm a sucker for high-end tool steels, and 15V is one of the best. And I really like that brown color. I'm an earthy tone kind of guy. Reason why I like that one a lot. But yeah, one thing I noticed was the action and just the fit and finish on this was definitely better than my S45 VN PM2. Maybe because they were charging such a premium. But that's a good one. Went through those. What else do I got here? I think I got another Spyderco. Alright, yeah, and I got the Dragonfly in Zome Green, or Zome something. I don't know. I have 2 of these. I gave one to my wife. It was the bright orange one, and I kept this one. She loves it. She carries it around, but it's amazing for how small of a knife this is. How well it can fit into even like, I got an extra large double XL hand. It still feels really good. You could do some serious damage with that, and you can use it as a keychain at the same time. Still, got to dial that spring in. Back springs are great once you open them up and you can relieve some tension. Yeah, love this knife, but it's a little too small for me to use on a regular basis. That's why I gave my other one to my wife. All right, let's put this to the side. Oh, we got the Roxxon KS2. Great little multi-tool. I got it for the scissors and they work very well, but overall, there's a lot of useful stuff in here. Right, moving on. What do I got here? All right, I got the, this is an oldie but goodie. This is a vintage, I think, 90s Buck Light. 420 HC, made in USA. They certainly don't make their cheaper models in USA anymore, as you'll see when I go through them. But the only thing I'm not crazy about is that it's pinned together construction, so I cannot take this thing apart and do maintenance on it if I wanted to. I mean, I could like grind down the pins and we repin it together, but other than that, it's a cool little blade. I think they retailed for like $15 back in the day, and you'd often get them free with, like, if you fill up your gas tank, you'll buy over $100 in gas. The only thing I'm not really crazy about, I don't know if you can see it, there's usually a dull spot. I think I fixed it last time, but if you have it in your pocket, the bad design, you can push the blade in further than it should go, and it actually will bump up against, you see the back spring, like walking right into it like that. So definitely an oversight in design. It's not very common that you're going to be squeezing your blade in like that, but it definitely will dull this little part of the belly right there if you squeeze that inwards. Got a couple Swiss Army knives, nothing to write home about, a little camping one. I got like 4 of these downstairs because my local Walmart had them on sale for $15 each. Canadian? It was insane. I don't know if they were getting rid of the old packaging or something, but... And then I got my old lovely Fisherman that has been pretty worn away. I've had this since I was 18 years old. Great little multi-tool knife. I use the fish scaler quite a bit. Going through, we got the Buck, what is this? 375. Little dual knife, little, just a spring tension, no lock. I do believe this is pretty crappy 420 J2 steel, made in China bucks, but I got it for like, I think $3 or something, $4 at the local used store. Anyways, moving on. Sorry if you hear my kids in the background, they're just goofing around. This is a Byberry multi-tool. Picked this up on We All Juggle Knives recommendation, and it's been a good little multi-tool. It's pretty heavy for what it is. Nice action on the blades though, like you can one hand flick them out pretty easily if you're there you go. Gotta get used to it, but I put a little bit of a convex edge on this to try and keep the edge a little stronger, because I do believe this is the lower end Byberries are a 3CR, even their knife blades. But overall, for I think it was 25 Canadian dollars on sale, it's quite a nice little multi-tool. Lots of stuff in it. Alright, going through. Did I cover all these? Yes, I did. Let's, give me a second. We're going to clear the spot and add some more. Alright, I do believe this is the end of my folding knives I have. So I got an Opinel number 8. A little bit of a patina on this bad boy. I absolutely love this knife. I wish I would have got a number 10, maybe a number 11 for the extra length. But man, oh man, that's for a folding knife. They just don't make folding knives that fill out hands anymore, and that feels secure in my hand, as well as probably the most insanely fine tip I have ever gotten on a knife. You could pull splinters with that. You could do some serious work with that thin tip. And then this is, I think, 1075 steel in here. It sharpens up real nice, and overall, for I think 19 Canadian dollars new, 19 or 20, maybe a little more, I can't remember, under $30, it's a crazy good knife. And they get the carbon, like it's nice to have non-staining steel, but I prefer the carbon steel in Opinels. All right, oh, Civivi Elementum button lock. Great knife. I prefer this to the newer button lock. They got rid of the fabulous hollow grind on their newer models, and it's a little shorter too. I love this, just under 4 inches. And I really like that you can't flip it open without pushing the button. It's a great little safety feature, especially if you have kids and sometimes they can reach in your pockets and grab something, knowing that he can't just pull the blade out. One of my kids can't just pull the blade out without knowing to push the button down. It's a great little feature. And man, this thing slices like a champion. Great little folding food prep knife. Alright, working our way across. What do we got here? Buck 260. These I got on sale at my local Canadian Tire. They had a big sale. This one, and this one. I think they were all like 15 bucks, regular $59.99, so I picked them up. They're all 7CR steel. Nothing to write home about, but nice hollow grinds, decently sharpenable, and quite functional blades. Not bad for Chinese-made bucks. Then we got this one here. It's a Buck Matrix. No, not Matrix. Kingsman, I think it is. This is 420J2. Not a very good steel. Kind of looking like they're emulating a Spyderco with the finger hole, but it's not the easiest to launch. Maybe if I dialed in that pivot. But nice little small lightweight knife if you're okay with keeping maintenance on it. This is a piece of junk, but quite useful if you want to put your knife through some shit. Maximum unknown stainless steel, but it's got some 1/4-inch bits in the back and a little holder there. So if you need to turn your knife into a little bit of a screwdriver, throw in your most commonly used bits there, or pair this with a little bit kit, and you got quite a little nice tool. It's got a bottle opener, and then that's a flathead or pry tool. Anyways, it was $10 at Canadian Tire, so why not? This is very old actually. This was left in my house from my wife's grandparents when we moved in. It's an old Leatherman knockoff. Actually, quite stout. I used this long before I ever bought my own Leatherman. Just wish there was a way to tension these, but it is very small, very light, and it's got a knife and some fish scaler and a bunch of other useless tools. But for a good set of little fishing pliers, and the knife holds a nice edge. I don't know what kind of steel it is. Mystery Chinese stainless. It's a decent little knife. One of my favorites. I carry this regularly. This is the Benchmade Tagged Out. I picked this up on my local Kijiji for, I think, 140 Canadian dollars, which is, for a Benchmade in Canada, that's cheap. This would have cost me, if I bought it new and imported it, would have been close to 300 Canadian dollars. So yeah, it is so freaking light and very, very strong for what is basically like glass-filled nylon. Alright, so yeah, I think that's all of these. All of my folding knives have been gone over. Now let's move on to my fixed blades, which are I got a lot. So let's just let's go through them. Give me a second. Alright, we're back with BPS knives. So this is sort of what got me started into collecting knives. But you may ask why I have doubles and triples of some of them. Well, I do lots of custom knife work, and some of these knives that BPS makes, they do not sell the blanks of. I think they only sell blanks of the HK1S, and they sell these rat tail blanks as well. So if I want to redo or custom any of the other BPS, I have to buy the whole knife section, the whole knife kit with the handles and the sheaths and everything. So I end up keeping an eye when they're on sale, and if they're on sale for a good price, I buy a few, like the think this is the HK5. I have probably 3 of these right now. Yeah, one, oh no, it's an HK4. Let's just get the HK5s out of the way. Maybe 2. I did redo one already. So yeah, I bought 3 originally. I got 2 HK5s. Let me just toss these back in. I got 2 HK4s, mine the beeswax. I didn't melt that beeswax in good enough. This is a great knife, nice full flat. I wish they wouldn't have the finger grooves, but I'm gonna redo this one and take the finger grooves out. Got 2 of those. And I like to buy 2 of BPS knives, especially with the new ones, to see how their production line is and see if there's variances in between the two examples that I purchase. I have... Sorry, I'm just kind of dumping these as I go. This is an HK1S. This was my very first BPS I bought, and it has been used quite a bit. I like to keep my knives all oiled. Alright, let's get that one out of the way. I think I have one more HK4 or HK1S. Yeah, this one is pristine. And one thing I've noticed, the HK1S blanks versus the HK1S full kits, I don't know if they've changed their manufacturing to a little thinner stock, but the newer ones, the blanks that I got, are thinner than the older ones. So I have about 4 of these blanks downstairs because they were on sale for $15 at one point. Get these out of the way. We got, I think this is the BS1, just their standard rat tail. And man, that's a very comfortable handle, super light. This is a great little backup fixed blade knife. Nice thin stock. Probably one of the better cutters out of the BPS line because it is a thinner stock with a very well done wet form sheath. And this is the Adventurer, I do believe. Heavy duty, nice and thick. Not crazy about the handle. When I redo this one, I'm going to give it a more of a contoured handle. I do like the scales on this one. It's very hit and miss with BPS scales. My one thing is because the handle's so thin, the stock sheath, like even if I wet formed it, and it still wants to come out. Nice ferro rod. Haven't really used that yet. I'm not crazy about carrying ferro rods. Move this to the side. I have 2 of these. I think I have a third one. I don't know where it is. Third one downstairs. But this is the BS2 FTS. I bought these specifically to redo their handles. Very, very good, shallow Kephart style blade with a Scandi grind. Probably one of my favorite knives from BPS. Just no fuss, no muss. Nice, easy to hold handle. No crazy finger grooves. No like tactical look. Sorry, and nice carbon steel. And man, these come absolutely blazingly sharp. See, this handle's not nearly as nice as the last one. Keep it going. And I have 3 of these because I redo these as well. This is the BS3 FTS. This is my personal one that I kept stock. And then the other 2, which I'm going to be redoing, I think one of them came pretty rusty. This is me cleaning off the rust already. So it's got a nice patina, but I'm going to need to do some work with some polishing compound on there to get that nice for a custom job. BPS, you got to start selling all your knives in blank form. Sorry, I just keep bumping that camera. Another BS3. This is a perfect one. Yeah, nicely oiled. And then the last one, oh no, 2 more. I got this one, which I just did. I have a stock one of these downstairs in my blank bin, but this is the Kiridashi, and it is a very good blade if you add a handle. The stock handle, it's just metal. Like, you're supposed to paracord wrap it, but even with paracord wrap, I didn't find it comfortable, so I put a nice kind of wide handle there because it got so thin here. I needed to widen it out somehow, and now it really fits in the hand nicely with a pinch grip, or you can hold it back a little further, and with the lanyard it will keep it secure. This is the BPS bush lore style knife. I can't remember, BS1 maybe. I can't remember the name of it, but it's the bush lore style knife. It's nice. Haven't really used it much. Nice, got that nice spear point style. Heavy duty. Like there's a lot of steel there. You'd be hard pressed to do some damage to that thing, especially with how tough that 1066 carbon steel is. Bear with me. I think I have one more BPS. Let me just find it. There it is, the Savage. So this lives in my kitchen. It has been used a lot for cutting up various foods, and it has held its edge extremely well. Anybody who says 1066 is not a good knife steel is absolutely insane. This will keep an edge way longer than even my expensive like Henkel stainless steel knives. So I know Henkel doesn't use the craziest steel, but they're still pretty high end, and they do their heat treatment right. And this is a much better edge holder. So I keep this on my kitchen magnet. I also have a second one, which I'm going to redo the handle on. I got rid of the little, I guess you'd call that finger guard they have on there, so it can actually like cut all the way down if you wanted to use it as a kitchen knife. And yeah, it's hard for me to want to change these handles because I really do like bog oak. I just wish they were thicker or more contoured, but see if I can make a better example of a handle for them. And I did find the other Kiridashi, so you can see what it looks like without the handle on it. It's just very, very uncomfortable to use. Nice and light. I mean, if you do need a little lightweight neck knife, it's good. But I use this to cut leather for a little bit, and man, it just, with the sharp 90-degree spines they leave on these things, it just makes your hands raw real quick. Good for cutting a box here and there, but if you're going to use it for extended periods of time, either paracord wrap that handle real good, or do what I did and put your own handle on it. Anyways, I'm going to put these back in the box. We'll move on to other knives. I almost forgot, this is the BS1 FTS, but this one's heavily modified. I took quite a bit of meat off of the inside here, gave it some jimping on the back, and then gave it a little fire steel scraper. You can hold it in the sheath and scrape the fire steel right along there. I really like it. I don't carry it that much anymore because now that I modified the handle, it's kind of small, but it's great for a little hand if you got thin hands. If I were to remodify this, I wouldn't do it like this again, but it kind of looks like a little fish. I like the way it looks, but overall, it was one of my first modification jobs on a stock knife, so you got to jump in somewhere. Alright, here's my limited cold steel collection. I don't have any cold steel folders. I got a Pendleton Hunter Mini in Oz 10A. Let's see it somewhere. Yeah, Oz 10A, the newer model. I really like the shape of this knife. I really like it, but the sheath, I thought they would have taken the glass fiber reinforcement out of these sheaths after they got so many complaints, but no. Still dulls the crap out of your knife, so I got to make a leather sheath for this. This is a very nice one. This is the Slockmaster. It's basically a rebadged knife from their culinary line. Usually has a black handle, but more kitchen knives should include a sheath like this. Even just for storing in your drawer, it'll help keep the edges fine, as well as you'll be able to transport it very easily. It's basically the Mora of like a kitchen knife. Nice, I think 1.416 Krupp steel. Yeah, 4116 steel. Very well heat treated. Initially, when I got this, it had a defect where it was not sharpened at all. Like from here down, it was not sharpened. So when I contacted the company, they said they sent me a replacement, and when they sent it, they sent me the click and cut, I guess because it's the Slockmaster. When I told them it was the Slockmaster, they didn't check, which is weird. I gave them the serial number and everything, or the code. But anyways, they sent me this instead. And on top of that, because I'm in Canada, they sent me a bill for $100 to get it sent. I told them, I'm like, if it's going to cost me money to send it out, don't. And like a week later, I received a knife and a bill for the shipping, and it was like $100, which cost more than both of these knives combined. So I contacted the company to let them know I'm not paying that money. And then a week later, I got this sent in the mail. So they sent me the right one, and then another $100 bill. So if you're in Canada and you're depending on the Cold Steel warranty, don't even bother. They will gouge you. I still yet to pay any of that money because that's basically extortion. Like, they just, without my approval, I have the emails to prove it. I told them not to send it to me if it's going to cost money, and they still sent it with a huge, crazy shipping charge, and I don't even understand why they would charge $100 on a what is this, $40, $40 knife, and then I don't know what this is, but this is kind of a cool idea. And I mean, if you like to switch your blades out, and it's pretty strong, like they got a really good system there to slide it in and out. But I don't know, this is a mystery steel. They don't really specify what the steel is. And I'm guessing since the blades are replaceable, it's probably not the best steel. Oh, sorry, I keep bumping that. And then it comes with, how the fuck do I get these out again? Just pull it. Like a serrated, and then a very finer, kind of like, I guess that's a cleaning knife. I don't know. But anyways, I got it for free, pretty much, unless you count them trying to charge me hundreds of dollars in shipping. Don't trust that Cold Steel warranty. Anyways, best one out of that is this one. I want to get one of their folders one day, but I have so many knives it's hard to justify. Anyways, I'll get these out and move on to the next batch. Alright, we'll mark our way this way. Right here, I got a one of my favorite little blades. This is a Martini Snappy. It cuts like a little laser beam. They do a wonderful job on their grinds. Look at that polish. I use this to carve wood, and it works very well. I don't know what kind of steel they use. If it is a carbon steel, and given the shape of the blade, I'm leaning towards an 80 CRV2 because it really looks like the Lauren Metalli smaller Luku blades they have. I could be wrong. If you know anything about Martini's carbon steel, especially their made in Finland ones, maybe message me in the doobly-doo if I'm wrong, but it's such a nice little lightweight knife. It's got a plastic insert in there. Leather sheath could be a little thicker, but for what it is, it's perfect. And man, that shape of handle just, they don't make traditionals like they used to. Like, they don't make handles like this anymore. And if they do, they're usually, usually pretty expensive, but I love the handles that fill out the hand. Nice, decently thick stock. A little bit of a bad grind on the tip there, but nothing I can't fix. And I do believe when I got it, I contacted the company and they sent me a partial refund for that bad grind. So, cool. This one I got to redo. I bought this off my local Kijiji off somebody for $10. It's a another Martini, so it's a Rapala branded Martini. But it's a stainless steel. I do believe it's just a simple, probably kitchen stainless steel. And it was just absolutely destroyed when I got the edge. So I had to put my own edge on it. It's getting better, getting a little polished, but I got a little work to do on it. But I'm going to totally redo this handle. What you think? You think that's metal? No, it's plastic. Rubber handle. Nice feeling, but overall, considering how weathered this sheath is, I'm going to do a total redo of this. Rip the handle off. Hopefully the tang goes decently far, but I guess we'll find out. I tried to look online and I couldn't find any pictures of just the tang, so you'll be coming on that journey with me too when I do it. All right, this is another one I picked up to redo. This is just a shitty Hunt Shield. It's like a Canadian Tire brand of knife. I do believe it's a 440A steel. Nothing crazy. Really heavy. I don't know what kind of micarta that is, or a G10. I'm guessing that's G10, but it feels like garbage in the hand because of how boxy this is. And oh yes, the leather sheath that's made out of pressed leather. I mean, not bad for, I think it was regular 49 and I got it for 15 bucks. That's why I picked it up. It's hard to find a nice blank like that for 15 bucks. And I'll make this into a nice knife. Got the Buck 119 with its handle that might as well be made out of freaking Vaseline, because god damn it, that's a slippery handle. What a nice blade though. It is an excellent food cutting knife. That hollow grind just cuts through things like cheese and things you'd ordinarily like have trouble with blade stick. It really just goes through those nice. That point is scary, and man, is it an iconic knife. Also got it at my Canadian Tire. Also, it was on clearance for 39 Canadian dollars, regular 99. Couldn't resist. Like most of my knives, I get them on sale unless I absolutely am craving for a specific kind. Like that Spyderco Endura. I really wanted a K390 blade and they never really go on sale. We'll do this one first. This is Beavercraft. I can't remember the model of it, but it's got an obtuse grind. Like, these are Ukrainian made, and I guess because BPS were selling so well, maybe people would associate the quality of BPS with the quality of Beavercraft. The steel is decent. I do believe they use the same steel, but their machinists, whoever are making these, are not nearly as proficient as the BPS factory. It's a little sad, but I mean, I might try to fix it, thin this primary out, and maybe get a little bit better. But as of now, I would not recommend this knife. Screws sticking out everywhere. Just overall, like, that came like that with that nice little dent there. And the sheath is just, I mean, it looks okay, but it is so, like, that thin little dainty thread they use, it just does not feel good. Looks kind of cool though. Anyways, moving on to one of my favorites I have. This is the Joker Campero in K720, I do believe. It's very similar to like an O2 tool steel. That's why it got oil all over it. 63 HRC, I do believe they have it at 63 to 64, which is very, very hard for a simple carbon steel like that. Whatever they're doing with their heat treatment to get it like that and still have the blade not shatter is pretty impressive. I contoured this a bit. I took the edges down. Initially when I got it, it would not fit into the sheath because the shoulders were so sharp. But after a little bit of modification, fits in nicely. I'm not sure why people like these sheaths so much. They say because they're leather. I like the design of the sheath, but this is pressed leather. This is not full grain leather. I don't know why they use pressed leather, but yeah, I'm not a fan of I'm a fan of the design, the look, but the actual material they use for it is not very good. So I am contemplating redoing this sheath, but maybe I'll just run it into the ground first because it still works pretty well. All right, that's all the ones on the table. Let me get some more. All right, now we're getting into the ridiculous part. These are my Mora knives, as well as one Hultafors here, but don't laugh at me. I do plan on cutting a lot of these handles off. What you have to understand, in Canada, shipping in knives is not that cheap, and sometimes it is cheaper for me to order a full complete Mora than it is to get the blanks that I want. And some of the Moras do not have blanks. For example, like this one. You cannot get a blank in this. This is their chisel knife in carbon. So if I wanted to make a custom one like this, I have to buy it, cut the handle off, make a new sheath for it. I think this is $20, 25 or something Canadian. A more Eldris light duty. Nice little neck knife. Throw it in here. Get a little bit more purchase. I'm going to keep this one stock. Keep it as part of my collection as it is. This one, oops, sorry again. This one is the Companion HD in stainless. This is going to be ripped apart because you cannot get the HD model Moras in blanks. So if you want a thick Mora, you got to buy the whole thing and cut her apart. And a lot of these I got on sale. Like I think I got this one for $19, which is cheaper than just the Mora #1 blank. It's usually $22, so it's worth it for me to cut. It is like, it takes me about 20 minutes and a Sawzall to get the handles off these, but it's worth it if you want a specific blade. This is a stainless steel. Sorry, my kids were fighting there. So yeah, this is a stainless steel Craftline series. And again, the stainless steel Moras are expensive to get blanks in. I think they don't have them available on Amazon. And if I want, I could order from Knives of the North, and they are $28 for a blank. I got this one for $14 Canadian. So if you keep an eye out for the sales on Moras, especially if you're a custom maker like me, you can do real good with buying the blanks and cutting your handles off. Just know that it's not the easiest, and you will need some saws to do it. This is a Pro S in carbon. I'm going to be doing that with a custom handle. This is a Companion HD in carbon. That will have a custom handle. This is my original Companion. This thing has been through heck and back with me. I've sharpened this probably about, I don't know, 20 times so far, and it's maintained its edge really well. I almost have a mirror polish on it. Doesn't look like it right now, but maybe that's just some junk on the blade. But this thing polishes up very nicely, and yeah, my little. You can almost see little carvings on there just for fun. But yeah, this was my very first Mora Companion. I think my second Mora total. What do we got here? What is this? The Craftline, the heavy duty one. So the thicker blade Craftline, and I'm going to be cutting the handle off. Putting my own custom handle on that too. This one I'm going to keep stock because I really like this handle. This is where it's at. Nice contoured. This is the, oh my goodness, Hansball. Little disappointing, the factory edge on this. As soon as I started cutting with it, it chipped out, so maybe the steel was burned, but I had to sharpen this almost instantly. And the tip chipped off very easily on this thing, so be very gentle with this fine tip. It's not as fine as the Opinel, but I guess maybe because it's stainless, it's a little more prone to chipping. Great design, though. Didn't like it at first, but the more I used it, the more I liked it. And these are all going to be rehandled. So these are just, I pick them up on sale when they go for like anywhere from $12 to $18. I'll pick them up. They're very rarely that 12, but they go on sale for $18 to $20 all the time. And for a nice 4-inch stainless steel blade, even if I have to waste all of this, it's worth it. But more, get on it. Sell your blanks for cheaper than you sell your complete knives. It just doesn't make sense to me. Another Companion in stainless. This is a carbon Craftline. I have 4 of these because they were on sale for $10 at one point. I'm not going to bring them all out. A Hultafors, I think the GK or something like that. I put a mirror polish, attempted a mirror polish on it. It's starting to get good. When I first got this, it had the worst edge. Compared to a Mora, it was absolute garbage. But now it's a lot better. SK5 steel, nice, very hard plastic handle. I'm not crazy about this beak there, but that one I'm going to keep as it is. Little beer knife. And this knife has made quite a few other knives. So sometimes I will I'll shape my handles on my belt sander, but sometimes I will rough shape them and then hand carve a lot of them, especially when I'm getting like intricate little thumb divots and stuff, or if I'm going around specific areas that I want to use a belt sander. So this has carved quite a few knives. It's the 106, I do believe, and this is in laminated steel. When I first got this, I hated it. The laminated steel was chipping, and even on softwoods, and I didn't understand why, because I heard such good things about the more laminated steel. But after maybe 3 sharpenings, this stuff is amazing. It is very impressive. I guess maybe whoever made it initially burnt the steel and it became weak. It wasn't burnt enough to see any discoloration, but man, it chipped. But now I got like a slate, a more convexed Scandivex on it. I noticed when I initially got it, it had almost like a hollow Scandi. I guess maybe because the stones they sharpen them on are curved like that and they're pressing it. So it did have a very, very subtle hollowness to it, but now it's flat to Scandivex. But this thing is a goddamn lightsaber now. A couple strops on the leather, and it's back to laser beam after a nice session of carving. I stay in the handle. I couldn't recommend this one more. I'm leaving this one stock. It is kind of a simplistic handle, but it fits really good. Shorten the sheath a little bit because it was like, I don't know, 2 inches too long. And I think that's pretty much... Oh no, I got one more Mora. Let me just grab it. My prized Mora. This is a vintage 70s. I have another video on it. I can't remember exactly what the brand or the name of it was. I picked this up on my local Kijiji for $25 off somebody. And when I went through the old Mora catalogs, I found out that it was from the mid to late 70s, given that it's a laminated steel, and they switched to full carbon for these shortly after. And this is just a wonderful knife. 6-inch blade, beautiful, laminated. You can see the lamination just color there change, and holds an edge like a champion, and like real aluminum bolster and end cap. I mean, it is getting a little long in the tooth as far as like how these feel on each other. Like the wood probably expanded or shrunk over time, but I mean, I could rehandle that no problem. Pop that end cap off, but overall, this is, in my opinion, when Mora was the best. Now they're kind of just pumping out either plastic low-end knives or wooden knives that cost way too much for what they are. I would never get their new line that are, what, 200 euros, like $300 Canadian for a Mora knife that is basically 12C 27 steel. Anyways, this I will never let go. I can't believe somebody sold this to me for $25. Must have sat in their basement forever to be in this good a condition. What a keeper. And even the sheath, it's in real good shape. Love it. Anyways, gonna dump these out back into the case and grab a few more. I'm getting close to the end of my at least I think so. Let me see. Oh my goodness, they just keep going. This is definitely not it. Alright, let's go through these fast. What I got here is a Tarava Yakari Puko 110, I do believe, with a custom sheath I made. This is one of the first sheaths I made, so I got better, but fits real good. Not going anywhere, just a little tight, needs to be broken in. Then we got the Puko 140. This was my first Tadava I got. I have a slight convex edge on it. I got rid of the micro bevel, put a little fancy leaf design on it. This is a champion of a knife. You cannot do better for, I think, 60 Canadian dollars. I have it in a BPS sheath because it was cheaper, but I'm going to make my own sheath for it. The Scrama 80 millimeter, which I haven't used too much, but the few times I have used, it's been a great little knife. A little thinner than the stock that they use for the Pucos, a little slicier, a little higher of a grind. Handle is a little short for me, but if you add a lanyard, I could see that really helping. Overall, very cool design knife. Let's move on to the Scrama 200. I have not used this very much. I got this at the same time as these two, but I mean, it's a great size. I like the handle better than the Scrama 240. This comes with me on all my camping trips. I've used it for food processing. I've used it for kindling. I've chopped down trees with it. It's got a little bit of tree sap on it still from the last time I was cleaning out one of my neighbors' backyards. They had hundreds of saplings, and this thing just destroyed them all. This is quite a tool, and for the $78 plus shipping, a little bit of import fees, it comes down to $100. And it comes with a nice little, you don't have to buy the sheath separately because it comes with this thing. And then I just took an old guitar strap and paracord wrap and made myself a little dangler sheath. I don't wear it on my hip very often, but it's nice if I wanted to. Alright, we got two Zapas knives. We got the Zapas Explorer, I think it is, or Adventure. It's an 80 CRV2 steel. I bought these specifically to take the handles off and do custom ones with. Very nice, almost saber grind. I'm going to zero that out or convex it. Sheaths are really nice. They have a nice plastic insert. Riveted and stitched. Stitches look kind of wonky sometimes, and the thread is a little thin, but overall, I mean, for a budget knife, I think they were $50, $55 for this one. And then this is the modern Puco. Really like this design of knife. Handle is a little short for me, but when I thicken it up, it'll do real good. And whoever finished this one did not finish it well, because this is dangerously sharp. But I will be putting a nice rounded handle on this. Sorry, just bear with me. I gotta talk to my kids. Oh my goodness, 48 minutes. Yeah, we're working our way in. There's a lot of knives here. This is a Kaiser Baby. Very awesome shaped knife. Kind of reminds me of a Spyderco. It's a nice little slicer, 154 cm steel. Excellent heat treatment and decent sheath. I like the how you can pivot the back of that. This is a little 2 knife. I can't remember the model of it. It's in, the Nova, yes. 8CR14 or 9CR14. 8CR14 steel. Kind of small handle, but a good little bird knife, little trout and bird knife. Cute little sheath. Just a little. I got a thing for small knives. Alright, this is a Manly Patriot, I do believe, in CPM 154. This usually lives on my, I have like a satchel, man purse, whatever you like to call it, and this hangs down over the front strap with the knife upside down like that, and my Leatherman Surge in there. Leatherman Surge, cool thing, but man, they're overpriced. I really, really like the utility of it, though. Yeah, this is overall a really cool tool, but I was not crazy about just like the amount of play they have in the locks. If you think of it as a set of pliers with a bunch of tools strapped to it, pliers first, then it's a cool tool. But if you're thinking of it as a pocket knife, then the steel and then the fit and finish for what was like 230 Canadian dollars is just not there for me when the Chinese ones are just doing so good. Especially now that they're starting to put like D2 steels in their knife blades and stuff. Leatherman, you got to step up your game and step down your price. All right, and then another little one. This is a QSP neck muck. This has been carried a few times by me. And I originally got it to change the handles, but the more I use it, the more I realize that it's perfect as it is. Even though it's a very thin handle, just the way it locks in to these 3 fingers, and you have your 4th finger, and you get out a lanyard, and a nice big old belly for a short knife. It's all belly. It slices real good. D2 steel. It's a nice knife. Moving on, I think we got a couple more, and then some of my customs. One second. Oh, I did forget one more knife too. This is the Morakniv line Precision, I do believe it is. 12C27 steel. Wish they would have made it out of carbon, but little carving knife. Good little knife. The tip though is very, very easy to break. I broke it off one time and I've already had to redo the tip on it. Focus, you fuck. But yeah, good little carving knife. But I mean, I'd rather get, they have like the 120 that is carbon steel that's maybe $5 more than this with a wooden handle. It's a better overall carving knife. Alright, so this is my 4-inch fillet knife. Got this a couple years ago, cleaned a few fish with it. It's not bad at all. I do believe these are, they say they're made in Finland, but I don't know if they're actually made in Finland, because it doesn't say made in Finland, it says Martini, Finland. And I usually know with companies like that, unless they specify something, you gotta guess they just say Martini, Finland, and then they make it offshore somewhere. But overall, it's a good knife. I'm not crazy about whatever they finish this with. Overall, it just doesn't feel finished. You hit this with some sandpaper afterwards and maybe do one more coat, but it's all rough. But a 4-inch fillet knife is perfect for the fish I clean. And then this is a Kershaw blade swap. Yeah, Kershaw blade swap. This is a very cool design. Picked this up off my local Kijiji for $20 or something off somebody. Locks in real good. Alright, give me a second, buddy. I'll get you some blackberries, okay? Just let me finish this video. Locks in just like that, and you got 6 different blades to choose from. Boning blade. This is a saw. Serrated. They say this is a frozen meat blade, and then like a santoku. Not sure what the steel is on these, but it's Kershaw USA, so it's probably not very bad at all. I really like that idea, especially if you're on the go and you want a few different styles of blades. Then it's pretty hard to beat how easy this folds up and transports. Throw an elastic band around that, and geez, for the little more weight than a normal fixed blade, you got six different blades. All right, getting some more stuff. All right, now we're on to my customs. Just to let you know, I had a lot more customs than this. I sold quite a few over the past year, probably about 30 different ones. So this is just what I have left, but I'll show you what I got going on. This is I like to call it the Chewbacca Choppa. It's a 210 millimeter Luku blade with a African rosewood handle. Nice long axe style handle that allows you to choke back or choke up really easily. Nice fit in the hand. The only thing I want to do to it maybe is taper off these edges a little bit. Give it a little more contour there so it slides into the sheath just a little more smoothly. Custom leather sheath. This is one of the first, well, not one of the first, but this is close to when I was starting to make my sheaths. I've definitely gotten better, but this is not bad at all. Completely functional, optional dangler, magnetic retention on there if you want to take it off. And overall, a very nice Luku blade. Get that out of the way. What do we got here? This is a custom Mora. I might have some prices on these. Take that off. Ew. Okay, didn't leave too much of a stick, but custom Mora. I think this is a number 1 or number 2 blank. Carbon steel, and if you look, you see all those dots. Those are glow in the dark strontium illuminate. They look like stars almost. Give me a second, see if I can find. Alright, so here it is. If you're shining a UV light at it, or even regular light, it'll charge it, but these glow, and they glow for probably about 20 minutes, half an hour. Kind of a cool looking blade. Simple carbon steel knife, simple Puko style handle, brass on the end, and then it's just epoxied in, not peeing through. Custom leather sheath. Moving on. My custom Scrama 240 Paduk handle, a little more kind of contoured than the original one, it's a little fatter in the bottom and a little thinner at the top, and I got rid of that silly little finger holder there, but yeah, for how awesome the Scrama is, it really needed a fancy handle. They did sell a limited edition Scrama too with a fancy wood handle. I think they sold maybe a couple hundred of them, but they were like $400. So overall, one of my favorite blades. Get that out of the way. Oh yeah, I also did the same sort of style. Got a little better at it on this one though. Guitar strap. I am gonna make a custom leather cover for this one. This is a Scrama 200. That's why I haven't done anything to this, because I'm going to wrap in a leather like they do for their sheaths. I got some nice black leather downstairs. This is custom Babinga, African Babinga, I do believe. Really nice wood grain on that. And instead of leaving the lanyard hole open, I put a brass ring in there, and then I got stainless steel pins. Put that down. Got a 180 millimeter Luku with a figured or a exotic wood stack. I think there's some rosewood in there and some figured maple. Custom leather sheath, simple belt loop. This one is not done yet. I gotta thin the handle out quite a bit. I don't like how thick it is, but this is a 120 millimeter Luku with zebra wood and rosewood, some figured maple, or just some standard maple and aluminum. Peeing through at the bottom. Now you see I'm starting to get better at the sheaths here. Starting to look more consistent. This is a 240 millimeter. Gotta pinch it. Heavy duty Luku, thicker than their standard Luku. I can't remember the exact type of wood I used, but the stainless steel bolster and end cap, peeing through for strength, and this thing is a heck of a chopper. It has some serious weight behind it. Pinch the sheath, locks in real good. Got a D-ring there if you want to attach a dangler. Just a natural vegetable tan. Leather sheath. What do we got here? 80 millimeter carving blade with birch bark and a bunch of different woods. This is actually sealed with super glue. This is my tester to see how well super glue did as a handle sealer. Kind of bulbousy, but I mean, it fits my extra large hand very well, so if you got big hands, I kind of designed my knives for bigger hands. It's the nice thing about making bigger handles. If you ever get a complaint from a customer, you could always thin it out really easily. You can't go the other way. I do that. if you buy a knife and you don't like the way the handle's too big, I can sand it down and refinish it. This is one of my favorites. This is a 180 millimeter Luku with an obscene stack of wood, brass bolster, and end cap. Man, does it look nice. Simple friction fit sheath, fold over bell loop. Turned out real good. This is a 140 millimeter Luku. This one I'm still thinking about thinning out a little bit, but overall I love this like 45 degree or whatever, this angle piece right here that I glued together. I peened it through and then covered the peen part, give it a little extra length. Another simple style sheath. All right, this is, I think, my very first sheath I made, as you can tell. Yeah, it doesn't look that good, but I mean, I think I was charging $100 for this knife, so like I'm pretty much giving the sheath in there for free. Simple 80 millimeter. These are all 80 CRV2 carbon steel with a exotic wood stack. There's Paduke, and then there's rosewood and ebony pin, and peen through. Shitty sheath. One of my favorites here. This is a Spyderco Mule in 15V with custom rosewood and figured maple handle, 4 stainless steel pins, and a sheath that locks in. So I have this like little divot right there. So when you reach, it like click right in, and it stays in there real good. Waxed. Simple 8 to 9 ounce vegetable tan leather. Shit's expensive. What have I got here? I think this is tight. It's a new sheath. 105 millimeter puko, carving puko. Nice thick brass at the top and bottom. Peen through with a ambidextrous dangler sheath. And I think I'm going to dye this sheath. I recently got some dye, and I'm going to make it a darker brown. And we got a set of 3 here. One is, this is some of my newer sheaths, as you can tell I'm getting better at it. A fillet blade, stainless steel, or metallic blank. Peen through. All these next blades will have matching handles, because I made them as a set. And it's also the same wood stack as this, just reversed. So very, very nice fillet blade. They're a little bit expensive for what they are. I think like 30 Canadian dollars, but they're very, very sharp. Came very sharp and very easy to build. Got a 125 millimeter puko, aluminum bolster end cap. Very little round in the hand. I think I actually might take a little bit of meat off that one now that I'm feeling it after a while. These are just all sealed with 1 coat of tung oil. Super easy to sand off if you want to. Feels like well, I guess not. I thought there was a crack in the lamination, but that happens sometimes when you seal different woods like that. Some of the woods absorb more oil than others, so you actually like have to oil them, sand them back down to level out the things, and then oil them again, sand them back down, and as you're like doing that, it'll level out the different end grains. So sometimes end grain can absorb a bit more oil, and it'll push the wood out just a little bit, expand it. So yeah. And then a matching little 54 millimeter carving blade. This is one of my favorites. This is about the perfect size handle for my hand. Great little thin blade stock. You can do some real work with that thing. And all of these are wet formed. They're like hard as a rock when you wet form this nice vegetable tan leather too. All right, I got a couple more and then we're done. All right, I think we've made it to the end finally. Just wanted to show you these last few knives that I did. You've already seen this one. Haven't built a sheath yet for this one. This is 95 millimeter puko with, God, I don't even know what kind of wood that is, but man, it's got some nice figure in it. When that oil, like when I first oiled it up, it looked so beautiful. It's toned down a little bit now that the tongue oil is dried, but yeah, that is a beautiful, beautiful feeling knife. Also this is a 105 millimeter puko. I got aluminum bolster and end cap. I still have to take down these edges a little bit. A little too sharp for me, but there's like teak and some olive wood and some zebra wood. I added a little alteration to my usual standard design, and you know what? I'm really liking that. You can definitely lock your fingers in a little more, and that's the nice thing about these rat tail tangs. They taper down this way, so you can actually choke in nicely and have a little bit of a finger groove there. And then this is the Condor Kephart blank that I just recently did. If you look on my last few videos, you'll see that. This is the same vegetable tan leather that I use for all my other sheaths, the 8 to 9 ounce, but this is a mahogany dye, which is has a purple hue to it, and then finished with my fix-in wax that I usually use. Beeswax mixed with mineral oil and a little bit of mint for smell, and then the Kiridashi that I just finished the other day. Oh my goodness, 1 hour and 6 minutes, like 100 blades later. I think that's all of them. I probably won't be buying any more actual retail blades, consumer blades. I'll probably end up making all my blades that I carry from now on, because I really do enjoy carrying something that I have made myself. So as these years go on, I'm slowly going to be working on my whole collection there. I'll be probably ripping half of them apart and making them into custom knives. It will be a future channel I'm doing called Better Knife Design. I'm working on it. So I'll be doing the full builds. It won't be just little here and there. I'll be setting up a camera and recording full builds and then kind of editing through it. As of right now, I don't do lots of editing, but I just did get a nice new gaming laptop that can handle editing, so maybe I'll start doing more videos of the whole process as opposed to just doing it and then showing you the updates. Anyways, if you've stuck around for 1 hour and 7 minutes to look at all the knives I've wasted my money on, you're a trooper. And if you have any questions, yeah, just give me a second, buddy. I'm almost done. If you have any questions, or if you want to buy any of these custom ones that I've done, they all are for sale. Nothing I have is not for sale, especially my custom ones. The only one I'm kind of iffy about selling is the Spyderco Mule, just because I like that steel so much, but I mean, I'll sell anything for the right price. So if you like this video, you can do the thing where you click the thing that says the thing. I don't want to say those words because it haunts me. But yeah, I really like you guys to comment on, and I am doing a restoration of this knife probably this upcoming weekend when my wife is off, and I'll be ripping this handle off and redoing the sheath because this handle is garbage. I've gotten a couple comments on my video saying that this is the one I should redo as opposed to the Pendleton Mini Hunter. So yeah, if I get a bunch of other votes for the other one, then I might have to change it. But as of right now, it's a 3-0 vote. Not that many comments. But let me know what you think of my collection and my customs. And if you like this video, just tell me you do in the comments. That's what I like. I'd rather have you talk to me with real words than click the thumbs up button. And 1 hour and 10 minutes of your time is gone. You'll never get that back. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Don't cut yourself. Cheers.